When Megan checked into the dreary hotel, she longed for a reprieve from her frantic life, a chance to breathe without a million tasks sliding through her fingers. The lobby had an air of faded elegance, the kind that promised solitude. But as she unlocked the door to her room, an unsettling chill crawled down her spine. The room was dimly lit. Shadows seemed to flicker in the corners like they bore witness to her arrival. She stepped further inside, noticing the walls were plastered with grotesque photographs, each one depicting a woman trapped in a different hotel room, eyes wide with fear. They looked as if they were pleading for help, but it was their faces that struck her the most. They mirrored her own. The floor creaked underfoot, and as she approached the bed, she caught sight of the walls again. Strange, cryptic messages had been scratched into the paint. "You will never leave, he sees you." And, "Trust no one." Her heart raced as panic set in, blood pounding in her ears. It felt like a horror film, only this was her reality. Her first instinct was to escape. She threw open the door only to find herself back in the hotel room. Confusion morphed into terror. "What?" she gasped, stumbling toward the window, but it was taped shut. Each effort brought her back to the same maddening cycle. Hours spun into an endless loop of despair. In a frenzy, she searched for hidden cameras, rifling through the small drawers. There, she found a small screen displaying her every move. She recognized the sinister face of the hotel manager, a man who watched her every moment with an unsettling grin. "Why me?" she whispered to the silent walls, as her reality warped into a nightmare. The realization settled like cold ash. He knew everything about her routines, her fears, even her desire for escape. He had been watching her all along. The hotel was his twisted playground, and she had unwittingly become a participant in his perverse game. Days blurred together. She scrawled frantic messages on the walls, her last cries for help. But the messages only led to more photographs. Women who had vanished without a trace, their faces morphing into hers as if fate conspired to consume them all. Desperation clawed at her sanity. Each night, she collapsed, drifting into nightmares where she relived her own abduction, the walls pressing in closer. She came to understand the trap. The hotel wasn't simply a place. It was alive, feeding off her despair. In a final act of defiance, she inked her name across the last patch of untouched wall space and whispered a mantra of strength. "You will not take me!" But the grasping darkness only tightened, the room spinning into chaos. The last thing she saw was her own photograph on the wall among the others, a smiling woman, unaware of the horror lurking beyond the lens. As the walls closed in, Megan understood all too well. She had become just another ghost haunting the rented room, another thread in the hotel's macabre tapestry. The hotel would never let her go. It was hungry, forever hungry for the next lost soul.